What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are doing amazing today. Welcome to Spoken Word Live. My name is Joshua T. Berglan, your host. I want to thank everyone for being here today. I hope your week has been awesome so far. And I want to, before I get into the drawing of the word for the day, I want to thank everyone who's watched the other broadcasts, but also, I'm blessed to get to use a lot of different technologies and a lot of different platforms. In fact, in a lot of my books and the resources I provide these resources or options for people to use that will help them along their journey, especially those who are going all in on their story as a source of revenue streams to provide really, I mean, with all of the media tools available now, every single one of us have this opportunity to monetize our gifts, talents, and intellectual property. And we can do it with very affordable technologies. A lot of them are free. There's tons of free options. There's tons of inexpensive options. And of course, there's higher budget options too. And I take my recommendations very, very seriously. And I put, again, a lot of them in my book. And I've used so many different platforms to be able to learn even what to recommend. Heck, for a long time, I had to use all of these different technologies that had free trials just to be able to do what I needed to do each day. I make it a practice to never, ever bash anyone. I don't bash companies. I really don't like doing that. I would rather just ignore them. However, when there's a company that just flat out is awful, sometimes I feel like I need to say something. And typically a bad review is not enough. And I've been leaving a lot of bad reviews for the platform that I'm using right now. And that's OneStream Live. With everything in me, I recommend you don't use them. There's many other options. StreamYard's great. Restream's great. Can't recommend enough. Getting ready to try a new one tomorrow. This is my last broadcast on this platform. And I wanted to use it to say OneStream sucks. So, and on a positive note, there's plenty of other great platforms to use that cost less money, are more user-friendly, and they're also, they provide better accessibility. So, with that said, really thankful you're here. And like I said, I don't really like talking trash about things or people, but their customer service is so awful. And working with them is a nightmare. So I just don't want anyone else to waste their money. So there's that. Anyway, so this is spoken word, the way that spoken word, boy, I'm going to need you, God. I'm all fired up today. And I also slept for the first time in a week, which was amazing. It's really hard to sleep sometimes when I tremor, and like all of these different medications that keep trying for me are not working, and it sucks. Like I've tried probably 20 different medications at this point, and none of them work. But last night I slept like a baby, and I am so grateful for that. I would love to know though, what are you grateful for today? Please drop it in the comments if you're watching. I love knowing what people are grateful for. It's always a great way to start the broadcast. The other thing too about this platform is I can't see the chat. I can't see who's here. I can't see anything. Maybe if you extra people comment, because I don't see it. I think it's the weirdest thing, because the last time I broadcast on this platform, people were commenting and I couldn't see a single one of them. And I don't understand that. Anyway, enough of that. No more complaining. And I'm really not even complaining, because I'm grateful for all the other options that are out there to use for streaming, especially some that are offer better accessibility. Anyway, all right. So the way this works is I'm going to draw a word out of this. I don't even know what this thing was. I think flowers went in it, but I didn't have a hat to draw out of that was fun to look at. So I grabbed this thing. So I draw a word out of this. And then after the 15-second break, I come back and I speak on this word. It's not perfect. It's not polished. Sometimes I forget what I'm saying because my head starts bobbling. But I will tell you this. Everything I say will be from the heart, for better or worse, because sometimes that gets me in trouble. Anyway. All right, let's go here. And the word for the day is, I love this word. I'm going to have fun with this one. Support. Support. All right. put this over here so I don't draw it again, because I would be tempted to use this one 15 times. We'll be back. Support. First and foremost, I want to speak directly to the people that are pursuing their dreams, the people that are following that voice that's led them to do some really, really crazy things and face really, really hard obstacles and have to go through some really, really challenging times. Those, have chosen the path, the purpose, chosen their destiny path. I mean, heck, chosen to follow Jesus, whatever it may be, whatever words that you want to describe it. To me, they're all kind of the same thing. When you say, all right, my life is no longer my own. Take my life, it's yours. Like, I surrender my will for yours. I'm here to do what I was created to do and nothing else. Those people, that's who I want to talk about. The reason why that first step to pursue, and I think those of you who have done this understand, those of you who have chosen to take that step in faith to pursue your destiny, to answer the call, you know how challenging it is, because when you first step, it seems like there's no one there at all to support you. There's no one there. In fact, if anything, the people around you that we thought were going to celebrate our journey, those that we thought that were going to be there to cheer for us and go, yeah, I love your idea. That's great. Here's a checkbook. I'm going to write a check right now to fund your mission. I'm going to fund this whole thing for you. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, I believe in you. It doesn't work that way. If anything, those people that you would expect to invest in your dream are the ones that tell you that you're badass crazy and you're not going to be able to finish it. You're not going to be able to accomplish it. You're not going to be able to do it. Oh, why don't you do something else? Why don't you go back to school and get a degree? Why don't you wait tables for a little bit until you figure it out? Whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are said. Maybe sometimes just hearing that you're crazy, or like, okay, good luck with that. That can feel like death. Support is hard to find when you're pursuing your destiny. For a while, anyway. And one of the things that I've learned about that, at least in my own experience, is I think that those people that were seeking to support what we're doing, I think their rejection is part of the test of how much do we really want it? How bad do you want that dream that was placed in your heart? How bad do you want to fulfill that purpose that caused you to even say, yes, I'm in, to begin with? How bad do you really want it? I think about in my life, all the times that I got in trouble, all the times that I would relapse or end up in jail or have an episode, like a manic crazy episode where I just like wrecked everything in my life. And then it would be enough to go, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to fix my life. And like everything would go along and, life would happen and I'm living like, yeah, I got this. And then some obstacle would come in my path, some type of rejection, some type of hurt, some kind of re-triggering of a trauma, or someone would simply say, yeah, you're always going to be a junkie. You're always going to be a loser. You're always going to be a piece of crap. Not exactly the most supportive of things, but in my case at that time, like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm always going to be a deadbeat. I'm always going to be a junkie. I'm always going to be a loser. And then I would just go right back into my addiction. So clearly, my decision at that time to turn my life around really wasn't that serious. I look at it now and I see that, you know what? Well, not only was I not really serious, I wasn't committed to doing the work, but also I hadn't really defined a purpose. I didn't even know what my purpose was. I didn't even know why I was really here. I had little hints and things that would come in after a traumatic moment of like, hey, this could be your life. I understand it now that those visions would drop in at those traumatic moments. Those visions were showing me a life, if I chose that life, if I chose to walk away from the life I was living and I chose this life, the life I was created for, then everything would be much different. But at those times, I didn't know that. I hadn't really fully surrendered to what I was created for. I didn't have a reason big enough to stop using drugs. I didn't have a reason. I didn't have a reason to stop being a cheater and a narcissist and a junkie and all those other things. I didn't have a reason big enough. But there came a point in my life where there was no more opportunities to run, and that complete surrender and realizing that there was something more for me. And oh, absolutely. If I chose that, if I chose to step into faith and accept that assignment, accept that journey, accept the reason I was created for, all of a sudden I would have a purpose big enough and strong enough that I would have a reason not to use drugs again. I would have a reason to want to improve my life. I would have a reason to want to heal the wounds of my past. Purpose is a freaking powerful thing, man. It's not a buzzword, even though it gets thrown around like sloppy seconds. It is not. It's not a word that is trivial or superficial. It's life-giving. It's life-changing. It's heart-changing. Heck, when we're living in our purpose, it is impossible to be a racist, homophobic douchebag. Because you're not worried about what other people think. You're not worried about what other people do. You're focused on what we are supposed to do. We are focused on what we are supposed to do only. And what we are supposed to do is be in service to others, because ultimately that is the after effect of living in our purpose, is that we serve our fellow man and we use our God-given gifts and talents to improve their life. And then ultimately we get to experience joy and feel as if we were in abundance. We get to feel gratitude. Heck, we even along the way find the joy in suffering. Like, there's levels to living in purpose, and that purpose will take you to some places. Sometimes it'll walk you straight into hell. Like, a purpose is not all about rainbows, unicorns, and butterflies. Nope, not at all. We will journey through hell, sometimes a few times. In my own case, I've had to walk through hell a few different times now, only to be refined, to come back stronger, more clear, more focused, more determined, and stronger than I was before. This is why I no longer fear demons. I actually see demons as the best teachers, some of the best support we'll ever get. And no, I'm not being sacrilegious. I gave my demons way too much power. In my book, The Devil Inside Me, I wasn't blaming it all on demons, but maybe I was a little bit. But ultimately, looking back at it now, they were the greatest teachers I've ever had. In fact, I would say that the people that came at me as angels of light and happiness and Holy Spirit fire, all those people turned out to be the actual demons I should have been afraid of. They weren't teaching me anything. They were blinding me with this, oh, I'm going to name it and claim it, and I'm going to exercise all the demons. Maybe I don't want to exercise the demons anymore, because I recognize the demons are not there to kill me. They're not even there to overpower me. No, they're there to help refine me. I've learned to quit being scared of my shadow. You talk about support. Heck, in fact, I would say that even in isolation that I spend most of my life in, even then, I've been able to discover amazing support. And you know what that support has been? The support of knowing from my Creator. The strength of that personal relationship, not the public relationship where I'm throwing the Bible at everyone's face and telling you what's right and wrong. Oh, you're going to hell. No, no, no. No. The peace, the strength, the knowing, the faith comes in the intimate, personal relationship. And while for most of my life I sought support, I sought out hookers because I wanted somebody to support me for who I really was. But I couldn't even be honest about who I was. How can we ever expect to have the support that we really, really, really need if we're not willing to be honest about who we are? How do we even know the kind of support we need without being true to ourselves and honest about who we really are to ourselves? And I've said in many other times that, look, we can believe something is true about ourselves, and we have a creator. We have a creator that will absolutely pimp smack us if we're out of line. We don't need a book to do that. We don't need another person to do that. And again, God works through other people, absolutely. But I'm telling you right now, most of the consequences of not living the life we're created to live, those all come internally. They come through sickness. They come through rage. They come through anger. They come through resentment. They come through jealousy. They come through pride. They come through disease. They come from mental illness. So much of that is personally inflicted. It does not come from other people. You want to have support, tell the truth. The truth will attract your tribe. Those people around you, you're living a lie, all those friends around you, they're not there for you. They don't even know you. How can you ever expect for your friends to support you if they don't know you? Men, heck, women even. People seeking relationships, people that are single and lonely and feeling awful about life, and you wonder why you keep cheating. You wonder why you keep picking the cheater. You wonder why you keep going back to narcissist. Ask yourself, like, quit blaming other people. Like, everyone has a role in this. Look, narcissists sucked. I was the worst narcissist there was. And the only way, and we all are narcissists, by the way, anyone going around going, you're a narcissist, they're a freaking narcissist too. Everyone's a narcissist. Everyone has the tendencies, especially now. The further we are from empathy, the more narcissistic we are. And I had no empathy for anyone or anything except for the disabled and underserved. I don't know why. In my brain, I've always had empathy there when I had no empathy for anything else. That's the strangest thing to me. Like, why that? Why would I become a normal, loving person when I had no empathy anywhere else? But through my own trials and tribulations, I've learned to have empathy. I've had support where people chose to see past the mental illness and the struggles, but chose to love me anyway and help me through my journey. Heck, I'm not even completely healed now. And I'm blessed to have someone in my life that helps hold me high and helps me grow and helps me work through the areas that I still need improvement. They have the empathy for me, and I have the empathy for them to help them do the same thing. But I have this relationship with many people in my life now. That's the best kind of support you can get, but you only get that. We only get that when we're being honest. We only get our real tribe through truth. Sure, absolutely our truth, some people's truth, my truth, made a lot of people run away from me. Run away. Don't even want to be associated with me at all. There's still people like that. God bless you anyway. I don't really care. But I know for a fact that every single person in my life right now that calls my phone, that texts me, that checks on me, how's your health doing? Is your head snapped off your head yet? Are you improving? I know every one of the people that are doing that don't have a hidden agenda. I know they're there for me. And because of that, I've been able to experience love for the first time in my life and then be able to give love back, to offer my own support, to offer my own empathy. I'm always asking how I can be of support of other people because that's how I live. But for so long, so much of that was seeking to be loved. Like I went from literally from, oh, can I buy your cocaine and hookers? Can I go pick up your bar tabs? Can I pay for your trips? I went from all of that to figuring, well, can I serve you? And like, what can I do to and even though my heart has always been impassioned to serve, the fact is this: how empty is it really to offer that when I can't even allow somebody to offer their own support to me? Why in the world would I push that away? Because I didn't think I was worthy of it. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of underlying reasons for it. But for the first time in my life, to be able to receive support in some way, like I'm not great at it. I'm still not great at receiving love. It still makes me uncomfortable a little bit. But I'm getting better because I really like it. I really like being loved and feeling love. I love it. I do. I love it. And I'm not talking about the love of strangers. I'm talking about the love of the people in my life. It fuels me. It lights me up. To feel real love from people is like the greatest gift in the world. But here's the thing: I could not ever feel real love without truth, without being honest about who I was, even the scary, ugly things, the things that that brought me shame. But really, there was no reason for those things to bring me shame at all. It was just that it was the judgment of other people that had their own issues that were just projecting onto me. But I took it as something personal. By being honest, even being honest about struggling with suicidal thoughts a while back, being able to open that up and like, hey, I was able to get support, resources, love, prayer, encouragement. Are you lacking the support that you want? Are you lacking the support you need? Are you being honest about what you need? Today, I want to encourage you as we wrap this up. Today, I want to encourage you to surrender something in your life that doesn't belong, to surrender something in your life that no longer serves you. It may be a relationship. It may be cocaine. It may be alcohol. I don't know. It could be rage. It could be anger. It could be lack of forgiveness. It could be cheating. It could be hiding your sexuality. It could be a silent struggle with suicidal thoughts. I want to encourage you to surrender something today that no longer serves you. And then I'd also like to challenge you to reach out and offer your support to someone else. I didn't suggest that you offer or you ask for someone to support you, but I do want to encourage you to offer your support to someone else. And in those two things, I believe that you will attract the support that you really, really need. Thank you so much for watching. Please go check out my platform at joshuatberglan.com. There's tons of free resources there for you. There's all kinds of there's different services, there's movies, there's books, there's tons of free resources. Check out the Merrill Dispatch. Tons of articles there that will help prepare you for the world to come. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. Have a wonderful day. And if you don't mind, please share this with a friend. Thank you.